Finally, after all these years, Hellboy Web of Wyrd, a brand new solo Hellboy game for both the current and previous generation, is out now. I have been playing this game since its launch, and I want to share everything I could in this video. But an important disclaimer before that, I am not into Hellboy, and I am not very familiar with the Hellboy universe. I have neither read the comics nor watched the movies. So in this video, you're going to see how the game really is from a normal gamer's perspective, and not from a Hellboy fan's perspective. And if you're like me who is not into this Hellboy franchise, then it will be clear whether you should buy this game right now at the launch discount, or should you wait for further discount. So let's talk about it. Now, the very first thing, the main selling point of this game is the comical visual, or its comic book-based graphics and art style. Yes, no doubt the game looks good, and it really delivers the environment that the studio promised. While playing this game, I checked the art style of some of the volumes of Hellboy comics, and both of them are quite similar. The game carries comical-styled cutscenes, where every character has their own voiceover. But, unfortunately, on the PC version, we cannot change any of the visual or graphical settings, except for the resolution of course. So if they make or implement some camera effects into the game, like chromatic abbreviation, or depth of field, or maybe lens flare, then I think that would open more paths visually in the game. In this way, you can enjoy the game with more graphics and look enhancements. However, the performance of this game is totally fine from my side. I am playing this game on Ryzen 7 5700G and Radeon Vega 8 integrated graphics, that is I am running this game without any external graphics card. At 1280 by 720 game resolution, I am getting around 100 to 110 FPS, dipping below 80-85 FPS in intensive areas. And I'm very confident enough that you can play this game on your Steam Deck too. But on the game's Steam page, it is already mentioned that previous generation of Ryzen 5 processors are not supported, but they have not mentioned which one. They are probably talking about the first generation of Ryzen 5 processors, like the Ryzen 5 1600, and why is it so? Well, they haven't mentioned it yet, although this game supports Intel's CPUs back from 2014. However, they have mentioned Ryzen 5 1500X CPU in the recommended requirements. This thing is kinda weird, though I think that the first generation of Ryzen 3 processors can also handle the game easily. Hence I don't get why they mention that. But don't worry friends, Steam's refund facility is already there to help if something goes wrong with the game. Okay, the next thing we have is the controls of the game. Hellboy Web of Wyrd supports both the controller and keyboard mouse. You can customize and map any keys or buttons you want in both the control options if you're not feeling comfortable with the default layouts. But here comes an issue, the mouse control needs more fixes and workarounds. It feels very sluggish and clunky whenever I move my character's camera view using the mouse. There is a small delay in the movement during that time. I then reduced the mouse sensitivity to 1, and it then reduced the latency to some extent. Yes, I do not recommend playing this game using a keyboard and mouse for the moment until they fix this issue, and I think this needs to be fixed as soon as possible. The gamepad controls though are working totally fine. Talking about powers, yes, you will unlock more weapons and guns as you progress. You can upgrade the powers of your weapons. Even you can enhance the abilities of Hellboy too. Also friends, don't forget to reload your gun every time after a fight.
Okay.
But there are some issues with the combat of this game. While fighting against a giant enemy, I was unable to dodge, parry, or cancel my chain of moves after performing my second punch. As a result, it makes me get some damage immediately, which is no good, right? At that moment, it feels as if the buttons are not registering, but apart from that, the overall combat of the game is totally good. But let me tell you friends, that it is not like Batman Arkham games. The fighting in this game is totally different. You can defeat the enemy's soldiers with 1 or 2 punches max. It portrays how much powerful Hellboy is. The main test comes when you face the bigger-sized enemies. You need to stay focused on one giant enemy first while using your special abilities to throw or move the remaining enemies away from you. Hellboy Web of Wyrd is a part of the roguelike genre of video games. Hence, what we are getting here is turn-based fighting. The missions will become harder as you keep progressing. After playing through all the chambers for the first time, you have to revisit each chamber again, but this time, with more difficulty and extreme die-hard challenges. And it becomes very hard after that point, so I still have yet to finish them. The boss battles are also heavily focused on punching and dodging. Each mission has its own boss. There are many attacks which you cannot block or parry, so either running away from the enemy or dodging perfectly are the only options left. You have to analyze every move of your enemies and act according to the situation. Overall, if you love to play games where you have to go and fight against various enemies, with melee attacks and guns or pistols and various challenges, then you will probably like this game too. There's also a practice mode in this game to nourish or enhance your fighting skills. I also love the soundtracks of the game. They are absolutely amazing. Now I also found several other issues which exists in the game. First, there's no new game option in the game. So if you want to get a new fresh save, just because you missed the intro cutscene, or for any other reason, then you have to delete the save file from the game's folder manually. On the other hand, we cannot even turn off the comical movement style of the characters. It feels similar to Spider-Man Miles Morales when the Spider-Verse suit mods are enabled. Yes, the game is not running in slow motion, it is only the unique art style of the game. Thus, there's no way to disable this feature in the game. There's also very little environmental interaction, meaning you can only throw those broken pillars to hit the enemies. Except that, there are no other objects in the surroundings which you can use to beat the enemies. Also, the aiming system is a little complicated, but it does its job somehow. Also friends, I would suggest you to turn on these endgame settings if you're finding the game very difficult and challenging. On the other side, another huge issue with this game is that the game has no official Steam Cloud save feature. Yes, we have reached in late 2023, and some games are still releasing without the cloud save feature, and unfortunately, Hellboy Web of Wyrd is one of them. So finally, let us conclude whether you should buy Hellboy Web of Wyrd right now and at the 20% launch discount, or should you wait for further discounts? Well friends, here's the thing. If you are not a Hellboy fan, you don't know much about the Hellboy universe or how it works, the characters and the relationships between them, you have not read the comics, or watched the movies, whatever. If you're not into Hellboy stuff, then I would not recommend you purchase the game right now, even if it's available at a 20% launch discount. Just wait for the game to be available at more discount rate. But if you are willing or still want to try the game, no matter what, then I would suggest to at least check the initial gameplay videos first before making your purchasing decision. And if you are expecting to get a similar experience, like the Batman Arkham games or the Insomniac Spider-Man games, then you have to lower your expectations down below, as this is not a AAA game after all. In the end of the day, the publisher is also not charging a AAA standard price for their game, so it's fair to not see, judge, or even compare this game with any modern AAA game out there, okay? But if you are a Hellboy fan, and you already know the Hellboy universe very well, and most importantly, you have watched the trailer or some non-spoiler gameplays, and if you like the gameplay or the overall game's concept, then yes, you can buy the game right now, but do it before November 1st to get that 20% launch discount. And if you are planning to buy the game after November 1st, then well, you might want to wait for the game to become available at a discount again. And also friends, I would say to check some other games which are coming out within a few days, like RoboCop Rogue City and Tintin Reporter, then you might decide from which game you will get the most valuable experience out of your money. Okay, so overall, how's the game? Well, I am enjoying the game, considering the fact that the game costs around $10 in my region, but if it was $20 or near that, then I might be not enjoying the game as much as I am doing it now. Hellboy Web of Wyrd is a decent roguelike action-adventurer game. Is it a bad game? Well, I don't think so. Hellboy Web of Wyrd is really a good roguelike action game considering its price point. So, is it a perfect game? Absolutely not. No video game, even there is no such thing exist in this world which is perfect. Hellboy Web of Wyrd could be a value for money game for you only if you are a Hellboy fan, or have played any other Hellboy game before, or maybe you know Hellboy from other media like the live-action movies, or the Hellboy animated universe. But if the studio implements those missing features successfully, and fixes the bugs and glitches which we've just talked about through game patches and updates, then I think this would enhance the experience of the game to play and enjoy in a better way. We last saw Hellboy as a guest character in the game Injustice 2, back in the year 2017, and I hope that we will get more Hellboy games in future. And with that being said friends, this was the first impression of the game Hellboy Web of Wyrd from my side. Or, are you planning to play the game later? Let me know your comments regarding the game. Thank you so much friends for watching our video. Wishing you all a great day ahead, and I will see you in this video or in the next one.